After the 2022 election, 2 years down the line, there has been an impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. And I've always told you that politics is a chess game. And I think the Kenyan president is a master of chess. In chess, there are rooks, there are pawns, there are knights, there are bishops, there are kings, there are queens and all that. And Ruto is the king. And when the king has the right queen, then the government will move forward, or the chess will progress well. But it just matters how you place your pawns and the rooks and the knights on the chessboard. Now, during the presidential election of 2022, President William Samoei Ruto appointed Rigathi Gachagua as his running mate. And in the chess game, that was a move to counter the other side of the chess, because there were two sides. There was Azimio and then there was Kenya Kwanza. And Azimio had Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta in the mountain. So to battle someone like Uhuru in the mountain that time, you needed someone vocal, right? So they used Rigathi as a knight to battle Uhuru Kenyatta in the mountain. Rigathi played his cards well. They won the mountain. The mountain voted solemnly to President William Ruto. He became the president. But after a few years down the line, they did away with Rigathi Gachagua and appointed Kithure Kindiki. But we all know from the word go, you remember when it was time to mention the deputy president of the running mates, when Raila mentioned Martha Karua, William Samoei Ruto was torn between mentioning Kithure Kindiki, who was a loyal follower of William Samoei Ruto since the cases in Hague, and choosing Rigathi Gachagua, who back then had a lot of influence, he had a lot of money, and he was this talkative chap who could speak anything, anywhere, at any time. So, to battle Uhuru Kenyatta, Kithure Kindiki was so silent, he could not be appointed as the deputy president that time. So, the president had to appoint someone vocal from the mountain. And since he had only one option in the mountain, Rigathi Gachagua, he had to appoint Rigathi Gachagua as his running mate that time. But we all knew one thing, that Rigathi's talkative nature will one day take him to the wrong side. So it took him to the wrong path. Rigathi Gachagua was impeached, Kithure Kindiki was promoted. In planning his chess, President William Ruto made sure that Kithure Kindiki is not anything but a bishop in his game, so that he can't be promoted at any time. So he placed Kithure Kindiki as the cabinet secretary for internal security. Now, the president has actually officially, after the impeachment, there is this time he spoke about Rigathi Gachagua and said that he lacked that positive voice in the parliament to speak about the projects. Here is the snippet of it.
In Kenya is left behind. My dear Professor Kindiki, I need your voice. I need your intellect to help me and to help members of our cabinet to profile the things we are doing, to speak to the things that we are doing. I have almost become a lonely voice in the executive, especially in the presidency, speaking about our projects, speaking about our programs, elaborating on what we are doing. You are eloquent, my brother. You are intelligent, my brother. I am confident that you will do that which I have missed for the last 2 years. I know you will.
Just for good record, my deputy was not scheduled to come to this meeting, because by the time we put together this meeting, he didn't have the job he has. So I just ambushed him here and told him to remain behind for this meeting, because it is an important meeting. And I must say, good professor, that if there was an examination on your first assignment, I can say you have passed with very good colors. Because at the very least, you understand why we are here. There are many who would not understand why we are here. And in the past, I have tried, when such difficult subjects as the economy and taxes are being discussed, not many people want to participate, because it's a very difficult subject, it's not very popular, and so populists don't like hard stuff. I'm very happy that you at least pick 4 items. That is very good.
Why was Kithure Kindiki appointed the deputy president? Because his appointment is not happening currently. It's just that currently that it has been made official. His appointment was made way long ago. Rigathi Gachagua was just a pawn in the game of politics of the chess game of President William Ruto. Now, in this video, I want to share with you 3 reasons why I think Kithure Kindiki was appointed the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya in the start, before getting to the current announcement officially by the President that Kithure Kindiki is the Deputy President. My name is LeeMakwiny Derek. This is the Political Spotlight. Now, first and foremost, appointment of Kithure Kindiki as the Cabinet Secretary for Internal Security was the first move to groom Kithure Kindiki as the Deputy President, because that position in the cabinet places you as a very strong ally to the government, and you sit in Security Council meetings. Like in each and every session that the President and the Deputy President are, you as the Cabinet Secretary for Internal Security, you are there. So when the former President, that is Uhuru Kenyatta, and William Samoei Ruto had their rift when they were at war, remember who stepped in? It was the Cabinet Secretary for Internal Security back then, that is Fred Matiang'i, who took over power. And we had a ceremonial Deputy President of William Samoei Ruto. Now, placing Kithure Kindiki there, it was only 2 ways that we could do away with Rigathi, and then after we do away with Rigathi, we can do away with you as Deputy President. The President of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto, had 2 options when it came to appointing a Deputy President after election. Number 1, he could have done what Uhuru did, strip off Rigathi's power, bestow the powers on Kithure Kindiki. Either way, Kithure Kindiki would have still become the Deputy President. The other way was what he went with. Impeach Rigathi Gachagua, take him out of office, appoint Kithure Kindiki to take over Rigathi Gachagua as the Deputy President of Kenya. So the first thing was his placement as the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, was his grooming for the Deputy President seat and putting him next to William Samoei Ruto, because all along it was to be Kithure Kindiki. Second, while serving as the Cabinet Secretary for Internal Security, the reason as to why William Samoei Ruto said that he lacks a positive voice in his cabinet, and he is hopeful that his dear Kindiki will bring the positive voices. Number 1, check the police mission to Haiti. This was something that was met with so much objection from Kenyans, but it still went through. That is because Kithure Kindiki authorized it, courtesy of the President and the deal that they had signed with Joe Biden, the former President of the United States of America. And also, during Maandamano, it was Kithure Kindiki, the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, who sent the army out to the streets to control demonstrators. It was also Kithure Kindiki who went out to the street to ask the police to brutally deal with the demonstrators who are demonstrating against the finance bill. So his position as the Cabinet Secretary for Internal Security placed Kithure Kindiki in a position of power more than Rigathi Gachagua. When Rigathi Gachagua started speaking of shareholding government, when Rigathi Gachagua started speaking of unkept promises by the government, when Rigathi Gachagua started speaking of the fake promises made by the government, it was starting of his downfall. And the President saw it not twice to strip of his powers, but rather just do away with him and then bring him the right person who was to take over power. There are rumors that the President does not want to be advised, and even Rigathi Gachagua has been heard saying that the main reason the President didn't want him is because he used to tell the President the truth. And we know Kithure Kindiki as this silent nigger, whom when he's told let's go left, he goes left, when he told let's go right, he goes right. And that is what the President needed as a Deputy President. Do you think the appointment of Kithure Kindiki was the right move by the Kenyan President, and doing away with Rigathi Gachagua, was it also the right move by the Deputy President, or it will come back to bite him when it comes 2027? My name is LeeMakwiny Derek, and this has been the Political Spotlight. See you again on my next video.